Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we are doing readings that are messages from a place of calm, because there's a lot of not calm going on right now. But I'm sure maybe this is going to be general readings for whenever you find this video. So, but these are going to be, it's like we're running through the craziness and we almost forget that there is actually calm that is accessible even while we're going through craziness. So I'm using the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle for the cards, and I'm using the carnelian runes to read with. And there are 4 cards, so one or more of these will have a message for you about, that is a message for you from a place of calm that was perhaps a forgotten place of calm. So card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4. Feel into the cards. One of these or more will have a reading for you. I will put the timestamps in the description, and I will see you at the readings. Bye! Hello, card number 1 people. So let's start by turning the card, and we have the Blue Mother Yellow Mountain Gibbous Moon. So what this is saying is that there's something, I've got to move these leaves. I'll just put it on top of the leaves. If there's something that feels like it's slipping through your grip, let it go. Because what is on its way is better. That's the message for this particular card. There, I want it to be visible. Okay, so let's get some clarity on this card with the carnelian runes. I'm going to lay out the entire reading to start with, and then I will read it. How are you? I hope you're doing okay. What a time to be alive. Okay, and just a couple more runes. D, and one more. Ooh, yes, good. Your central issue, card number 1, people, is represented by Nauthi's reversed. Nauthi's is the rune of need. It always means tend to your needs, but when it's reversed, it means drop everything and tend to your needs. And so it's like basically we have a situation where, I'm going to actually read this a couple ways. First of all, it does refer to a situation where it is an emergency. You do need to drop everything and take care of what needs to be taken care of. But also reversals generally mean inner as well. So we are looking at something where it's talking about your inner needs that need to be tended to as well. Leading up to this, we have Ansu's, which is the rune of communication and manifestation and expression. So this, I think, probably came up during a dialogue of some kind. It could have been a dialogue with another person, or it could have been just you. No, it's not reversed. So it probably was something that you were talking about. Either you were talking about it or you were doing some form of expression, like creating some artwork or writing or maybe automatic writing. But some form of communication or expression has raised to your attention this situation where there is something that feels like it's slipping through your fingers, and it makes you panic, but it also makes you feel like, well, I mean, the card is saying it's like this is basically like let it go, because what is coming in is much, much better for you. So not to cling to things that are not really helping you or no longer serving you or never served you. So what is helping you? So this leads basically up to this point where there is an emergency. There is sort of, well, A, there's an emergency, you need to deal with this. But B, this is your inner needs that you're dealing with. And, you know, we can cling to things that aren't necessarily serving us because we're used to them, and it's something, you know, we would feel not comforted if we didn't see it. But if it's not serving us and it's not helping us, and especially if it's causing us, you know, harm or preventing us from growing, it's definitely time. And the card being here says it's definitely time to just let that go naturally as it is going. Like, you don't have to drop it immediately. It's going to go gradually the way that it is. But if you've been clinging to it and it's not helping you, anyway, what's going to help you? What is going to help you? We have Dagaz, which is the rune of the breaking of the day. So this is the dawn. This is full illumination. This is your entire field of vision. lit up. This is everything coming at you, and basically you're being able to see very much more clearly the situation if you give yourself that overview. So let yourself step back, let yourself have that overview. We have it's basically it's revelations. It's in light. So let yourself see this. Like, give yourself that step back from the situation and let all of what you're seeing be seen, because it's all there to see. And maybe you've just been so close in because you've been clinging to this thing that you feel like is slipping away from you, that you haven't taken a better look at the big picture. And here is the breaking of the day, which I'm also going to read basically as dawn, because this is the dawn of a new time for you, where you don't have to worry about this, because what is coming in is definitely better than what is slipping away from you. What will not help you is exactly what we were just talking about. We have Othala, which is the root of the home, and the homeland is comfort zone. So again, even if it's something that it's not serving you, if you're used to it in your environment and used to it with you, it can be very hard to let go of. And it's so much a part of you that you just basically, this came up in some form of expression, in some form of communication. And you basically realize this, but you're like, my home wouldn't be home without this, or whatever it is, like whatever I consider my home environment wouldn't be that without this thing that I feel like I'm losing. But that's because you're so close in that you don't realize that there's something better that is going to be serving you, that is going to be nourishing you and making your life better. If you do let this go, what is coming in is better, says the card. And so that's also what Dagaz says, is that just let's take that step back and let your vision be illuminated, and you'll be able to see that what you really need and what is going to solve this emergency is still coming. It's on its way, and you'll be able to see it probably. So your next step on the path line, we have Kaunaz, which is the rune, actually it's Kaunaz reversed, the rune of the torch of the fire. When it's upright, it has to do with expansion and opening out, because it's like a spark that turns into a blaze, or an ember that turns into a blaze. But when it's reversed, it's the honing of focus. This is also the center of the entire reading. This is what pins the reading. So it's like the critical thing. So once you've seen the thing that's coming in that's better, or even if you haven't, just basically hone your focus on that, basically. Just check a thing. So yeah. This is where you need to put your focus. And if that means that what you've been clinging to slips through your fingers at that point, then that's fine. Let it, because that's natural. That's nature. But right now you need to be focusing on moving ahead. You need to sort of let go of distractions as well. What's going to help you? We have Vunyo reversed. Vunyo is the rune of oh my gosh, I'm looking at that. The torch of the fire. Vunyo is the rune of joy. It's straight up joy. It's reversed, so it's inner joy, but it's also allowing yourself to be honest with yourself of where your discontentments are. So those two things, what's going to help you as you hone your focus is let yourself be completely clear and honest about where your discontentments lie, but also tap into your deep inner joy, because that's going to help you a lot. Let that focus you, let that hone you. What isn't going to help? We have Uruz, which is the rune of the wild ox. This is strength, health, and stubbornness. So again, this ties in with all of this. It's like, this is the thing where, no, I'm used to this. I don't want to let go of it because I'm used to it. And then just this resistance to the new, which is Uruz digging in, and that's not going to help. That's just really not going to help. Just this digging in and saying, no, I'm not going to move. I'm just going to keep where I am. I don't want to move forward because I was used to this. Again, the card is telling us, let it go if it is slipping away. This is natural. This is the natural way of things. And what will help you at that point is, once again, just bringing yourself into focus of what your deep inner joy is. And it probably isn't something that is linked to the thing that you've been clinging to. That's just attachment, really. And then focusing on where you do have discontentments in your life, which I think will probably be eased, if not solved, by what you're going towards. Your next step on the path line, we have Yira, which is the rune of the harvest and also time. It's the fruits of your labors at this point. It's like you're going to get to this, and basically 2 steps off from right now, you're going to be having the fruits of your labors. You're going to be very focused in the present moment. You're going to be receiving the thing that is better, that was coming in when you were still clinging to that. And, even though there might be sort of considerations of, how much time have I wasted and how little time is left to enjoy this, it's fruits of your labors in your hands. It's a time of a feeling of abundance that you're coming into, that you earned basically from this moment of focusing and not letting yourself be distracted and focusing on, being honest with yourself where your discontentments are. What is going to help you on this moment is we have Tivaz reversed. Tivaz is Tyr's rune. Tyr is the warrior god. He has to do with taking care of things that need to be taken care of, tending to duties and responsibilities, which is also the same as tending to needs. It's basically, I'm going to read this a couple of ways. First of all, surrendering, not resisting. So it's like, this is resisting, this is not resisting. You're putting down your sword, you're allowing this, but also you're tending to your inner duties and responsibilities. Here's where you needed to tend to your inner needs, and this is where you're actually picking up and taking care of them. Make it like an inner quest kind of thing, where you're basically taking care of your duties and responsibilities to yourself by surrendering to this new thing that has now arrived in your hands. What isn't helping is we have Laguz reversed. Laguz is the rune of the water. It has to do with emotion, intuition, heart, and flow. It is not going to help for a few reasons. First of all, you've been flowing along, and then this is like suddenly your momentum has stopped because you've arrived where you need to be in this moment. It doesn't mean things have stopped. It doesn't mean that you have to stop moving forward because you've got this thing, because you were clinging to this, and you still probably remember, it's like, if I could have stopped time, I could have kept this, but now I'm here, I want to stop time so I can keep this. It's like there is a natural flow to things, and you may be feeling turned off by that because you want to keep this forever, but things are natural. And so right now, this is the thing that's going to serve you the most. The other thing this is telling us is that there's this sense of, worry about, can you trust your intuition on this? Yes, you can in this particular case. Don't worry about it. But this is sort of, you may actually resent being knocked out of being resistant to this, which is kind of funny, but because this actually leads from that. And it's like, no, we're such proud beings. So anyway, if that starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to, it's like, no, I'm going to surrender to this. I'm going to allow this. And this is how I'm going to tend my inner needs. And what this is going to lead you to, the outcome of this reading, is we have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. This is patience, slow growth, slow development, taking things step by step, moving between worlds, integrating. And this is basically, this is your new path. Once you have this in your hands, you enter onto a new path, and it's a nice long path, and you see it stretching out in front of you. You know that wherever you're going, you're going to get there eventually, but it's going to be an amazing journey, and that you're going to be journeying with this new thing that is better than the thing that you allowed to let go. So that, card number 1, people, is your reading for readings, messages from a place of calm. So I wish you all the best for this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 2, people. So let's start with turning this card from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle, and we have Sisters of the Sacral Spiral. So this is creativity and creative drive. So definitely this is a reminder that you are inherently creative. Whether you think you do it well or not is beside the point. You are inherently creative, and the Sisters of the Sacral Spiral are reminding you that this is something that you can do that will help you, and that will help you return to a place of calm if you have misplaced it. So let's get some runes down. I'm going to lay down the entire reading, and then we'll see. And you have support in this as well. Like, that's another thing. That's another thing about this, is that you are supported in this. Whether it's by other people, or whether it's by just your environment, or whether it's by whatever outside of you. But it is actually, you are in a place of being supported to do this. So let's get these runes. Look at all these conducive to creativity runes. This is really, really, really nice. I'm really happy about this. Alrighty, very nice. So, your central issue, card number 2, people, is algae, which is the rune of the elk or the moose. If you're in North America, it's a moose, same animal. And this is a rune of protection and support. I love how this mirrors this. This is definitely, it's like the 3. So you are being supported by what you're doing. You are protected in what you plan on doing, and you are in a situation of support, or you are seeking it. But if you're seeking it, it's basically, well, we'll get your helping on that in a second. Leading up to this, you have not been terribly happy. You've been not terribly content. We have Vunyo reversed. Vunyo is the rune of joy. You've been seeking your inner joy, but you have not been feeling very contented outwardly. So this leads us up to this moment of you're sort of wondering where my support is, or else you are reminding yourself that you are supported and that you are protected in this and that you are in a good place to start with this. And based on the reflection of these two, what is supporting you is possibly even just your creative drive, your creative, your urge towards creativity. So what's going to help you? We have Gabo, which is the rune of the gift. The gift is always an exchange, and this has to do with agreements, decisions, goals, and plans. It may also have to do with one-on-one interactions, but I'm really going to focus on make yourself a plan. Like if you think I don't have time in the day to do creative things, you do. You just have to fit that time in. You know, if you have time in the day to fit in things that aren't really making you very happy. I mean, I'm not talking about things we got to do. I'm talking about things that you may be doing that are filling your time that don't help you. Like, I don't know, like channel surfing or endlessly doom scrolling. And, you know, this stuff takes time. And this is time that you could be doing, turning away from that and working on something creative. I know you can't. I know that it's a made-up thing, you know, the whole suffering artist things, because like suffering artists don't create, and that's the truth of it. You know, if you're suffering, you're not going to be creating. If you are happy and comfortable, then you're going to be creating. I mean, like people say, oh, but Van Gogh only painted when he was happy. So, you know. Anyway, so definitely set yourself some goals, make yourself some plans, and make some agreements with yourself to have, you know, set some time aside. Like even just make yourself an appointment with yourself to do this, that you can actually sit down and do something on the creative side. It doesn't have to be anything like, you know, Beethoven's Ninth or Shakespeare. You can do something like latch hooking, or just sit down and, you know, color, you know, do something. Just start with, just do something that's on the spectrum of creativity. But you don't have to sit down and do something. Just like start yourself out. Do something that is going to make you feel good from a creative standpoint, and, you know, maybe like plan something. You know, sit down and plan. But definitely just like make yourself the space to do that. You set yourself an appointment to do that, because that's going to help you get there. And that's the way that you can support yourself with that. Like you can actually say, okay, you know, I'm making this agreement with myself by which I am going to support myself getting back into creative things. What isn't going to help you is you're just worried about starting. We have Berkana, which is the rune of the birch tree. This is beginnings and birth. You feel like you don't have the momentum. Okay, no, you don't, but that's fine. You know, you got to start, and the only way it's going to start working for you is that if you actually do start. Like make that start, and then it's going to follow. Like sit to it, and then it's going to say. It's like, isn't there a great Maya Angelou quote about that? About like, you know, you sit down and start working, and then inspiration will be like, all right, here I come. I'm on my way. Here I am. So that's the kind of thing. So don't worry about it, because beginning is the hardest part, but do it, because and if you have to set yourself a plan to help yourself begin, then that's definitely going to help. Like that's basically, you're worried about beginning. What helps with that is set yourself a plan, and then that's taken care of for you. Your alarm is going to go off, and you're going to go, okay, now we're going to just sit and do it. And even if even if it's not the best thing that you've ever done, it's it's still doing it. It's better than nothing. It's better than not doing it. It's just sitting to it and doing it. It's like any time you spend focused on creating is better than any time that you spend worrying that you're not doing that. So anyway, so that's good. So that's where you're at now. Your next step on the pathline and pinning the entire reading in the center of it is Tivaz reverse. And this is Tivaz is Tyr's rune, but Tyr is the warrior god, but he's really more about taking care of things that need to be taken care of. And so I'm going to read this a couple of ways. It is reversed. And so this is, first of all, not resisting what's coming in, like not resisting the process, but also, and look at how this echoes this. Like this is basically you're supported. So it's like you're letting that sink in, that feeling of support. But also you're putting your sword down. You're not resisting the process, but also you are taking care of your deep inner needs. Like you're taking care of responsibilities to yourself, and your responsibility to yourself is to see to your own happiness. And this is what you're working on, because this is where you started with it reversed and you weren't terribly happy. So now you're in a situation where it's like you're gathering your support around you so that you can do this. And when you move into the next step, which is the thing pinning the reading, it's going to be made up of taking care of your own duties and responsibilities to yourself, and also not resisting what's coming through. What's going to help you there is almost immediately you're going to be seeing fruits of your labors. Like you're going to sit down and you're going to start doing whatever your creative activity is that you have wanted to do. Almost immediately you're going to see results. We have Yira, which is the rune of the harvest. It's the rune of the harvest and also time. So it's basically you're going to have results in your hands, like almost immediately, and this is going to hearten you, and you're going to feel like continuing, and it's going to make you feel good, and you're going to feel in a place of abundance because all of this stuff has been like waiting to come through. It may not be anything that you're even going to use in anything, but it's going to make you feel so good that it's flowing and coming through and in your hands, and it's like really, really good. And, you know, you might use it. So it's like, but all of it, just the act of doing it is going to make you feel so much better. And as though you are now stepping into creative season. And that's going to help you a lot. What isn't going to help you is we have Dagaz, which is the rune of the breaking of the day. In the lower line, it tends to do with overwhelm. It's a lot. Like you'll feel like you're overlaying. You'll feel like this is an add-on to your life that you don't have time to maintain. You're going to feel like this is like an overlay that it's like maybe you don't deserve it. Maybe you feel silly trying to crowbar this into your life. But this is what's going to give your life nourishment and richness and happiness and joy and like help you. So even if it feels like a lot and it feels like now you feel overwhelmed because you've got to fit this into your life as well, it's like, but isn't it worth it? Like, bring yourself back up to here. It's like, look how good this feels. You're bringing something into the world that wasn't there before. That's literally magic. So, you know, this is, try not to poo-poo it just because it's like an extra thing in your life. Like, it may be that there are things in your life that you didn't really need to be doing, like doom scrolling and channel surfing and stuff. You know, this is, I don't think you miss it, you know. Once you start doing this, it's like, you know, I just can't really, it doesn't give to me what this is. So honestly, just like treat yourself, do this. This is, I mean, it's not even just treating yourself. It's like, this is your responsibility to yourself. So let yourself have it. Excuse me. Your next step on the pathline, we have Ansuz, which is the rune of communication and manifestation and expression. You're going to be on your way. You are going to be bringing this stuff through, and it's going to be great. You're going to feel like a god, and it's going to be like, it's going to be fantastic. You're going to be like really flowing with this. What's going to help you is just continue this journey. You have now accepted this as your journey moving forward. We have Raida, which is the journey rune, and this is basically you are connecting with spirit in a really good way, whatever spirit is for you, and you are moving forward together in harmony and in cooperation. And this is going to help you continue to just flow this creation out, and you're going to feel better than you felt in a long time, at least 3 steps back. What isn't going to help you is we have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth. You are going to worry about, is this worthy? Is it worthy to you? Because that's all that matters. Like, really. Like, you're kind of worried about, does this have outward worth? It doesn't matter if it doesn't have outward worth. Remember, there's a bit, Mr. Rogers, Yes, I'm old. There's a bit where he's drawing a picture. He says, like, I'm not very good at it, but it doesn't matter. And that's the thing. It's like you're creating, and it's making you feel so good, and you're bringing things through into the world, and it's giving you joy, and it's tending to your inner needs. And it doesn't matter if nobody else thinks it's good, but it has worth to you. And you know what? Look at the stuff that's creative that's out in the world. And there's stuff that you'll pick it up and go, bah. But, you know, where am I going with this? Because, you know, you're looking at people who have cared about the stuff that they've created, and they've put it out there. And there are people out there that it is helping and that it is good for. And even if you look at this and go, bleh, it had worth. You know, it's so your stuff has worth. That's a terrible example. I'm so sorry. But I mean, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter if it has, like, if you don't worry about what other people think about what you are creating, because what you are creating has worth to you and will have worth to other people, quite probably. So even if you are interested in putting it out there later, like, fine. But right now, just enjoy putting it out there. Like, just enjoy the process of creating, because that's what this is all about, the drive to create. And just enjoy the journey. Your outcome, rune, and the rune at the end of this reading is Uru's reversed. And what this ultimately is showing is that by the end of these steps, you're going to have completely ramped up your sense of resilience, your inner strength, your resilience, and also just your feeling that you can allow things that are going to help you. Like, this is a lack of resistance. This is a lack of resistance, and this is a lack of resistance. But this is a much more natural lack of resistance. This is a human act of putting down the sword and not resisting. But this is like your full body going, all right, I am not resisting this coming through. I am becoming a conduit and a vessel for the flow through of creativity. And it's going to feel really, really good. And it's going to make you feel more resilient and with inner strength and inner health. And it's going to be very good. So that card number two people is your reading for Messages from a Place of Calm. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 3 people. Welcome, welcome. Let's start by turning the card and seeing what we have. And we have Remember Me, the Divine Mother Within. Okay, message from the Place of Calm for you is, whether you are mothering, whether you are needing to mother yourself or whether you are needing to mother another, you inherently, instinctively have this instinct. You have this within you. You can tap into it, even if you are tapping in, like, even if your mother is no longer present or was never present, or if you didn't know your mother, you had mothers, like, and grandmothers and great grandmothers throughout time. Like, basically this is there, and you can tap into this. You can just, like, I don't know, do meditation or just basically trust your instincts that you have access to this archetypal mother that you have within you, and that also you have ancestors who what was that? You're the result of the love of thousands. And that's basically the thing. It's like you have ancestors, you know, you have them. You wouldn't be here otherwise. And so you do have access to this. You may be doubting yourself. You do have access to this. So let's get some runes down and get some clarity and tell a little story. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. Your journey so far. I'm going to lay down the entire reading and then we'll go from there. I haven't seen Ingvaz this whole session yet. So hello, Ingvaz. That's nice of you to show up. I've had runes that jump out, and then I've had runes that, like, wrench themselves away from me, and whatever it was in the bag just now just wrenched itself away from me. So that one didn't come out in that spot. I don't feel that as much, but it happens. Okay. You were in that position in the last reading. That's neat. Different context. Okay. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. I love you, last rune in this spread. That is gorgeous. Your central issue, card number 3, people. We have Yira, which is the rune of the harvest, and also time. This is a rune that has to do with focusing on the present moment, really just bringing in your focus. It has to do with bringing through a time of abundance. It has to do with bringing through a harvest. It does have to do with worries about how much time has passed, how little time may be left, and what you may have to show for it. So those worries may all be tied in with this. But it is basically you are focusing on bringing something through, a harvest of some kind. Whether this, I mean, for some of you, this may be an actual baby. Look it. But for a lot of you, it may be something creative that you're bringing through. It may be something that you want to have to show for yourself in the world. It may be something that you are wanting to nurture. It's basically about bringing through a harvest and something that you are wanting to tap into, an instinctive inner mother, a divine mother within, basically. And the nice thing about a divine mother is that it doesn't come with baggage. The nice thing about accessing the divine mother archetype, or whatever the divine mother is for you, is that all the things that a human mother might have struggled with generally doesn't come into play. Leading up to this, we have Rytha, which is the journey so far. This is your life's journey. You've been going along, and now you're in a situation where you're basically facing a situation where you want to be bringing something through, whatever that is. And you're focused on the present moment, and you're focused on nurturing, and you're focused on, wanting to be in focus for this and have something in your hands by the end of it that you are going to be grateful for and feel abundant with. What is going to help you? We have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is the rune of Ing. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. It is yang creation. So there is going to be an element of working with what you have to control what you can, but also to create what you can with what you have to hand. You don't have to have, the $1,000 baby stuff. I don't want to be talking about it as like it's a baby, though, because that's like really complicated. If you are in that exact situation, I absolutely wish you all the best, and I wish you support, and I wish you protection and all of the levels of support that you will need for this. So that. But no matter what it is that you're bringing through on this, things don't have to be exactly perfect and the most expensive versions of things. There have been mothers of various types, whether this is a mother for an actual child or whether this is like bringing something through creatively, that you don't need much. You don't need like the most expensive things. You just need to do it. And to nurture, you need basically to be there. So working with what you have to shape what you can around you to make this happen. And try not to be, like envious of, obviously you may long for the other things that would be nice to have, but you can work with what you have. This is the sign that says that you can work with what you have, and you can make it work. What isn't going to help is we have Sovilo. Sovilo is the rune of the sun. This has to do with source energy, and in the lower line, I'm really seeing this as worries about energy levels. It's a very positive rune in a negative spot, so it's worries about that thing. You are worried about, will I have the energy to take care of this? This is an element of my journey that I wasn't perhaps expecting, or that I was expecting, but that maybe it's happening sooner than. Because this is basically a reminder that you do have access to this, so this sort of suggests that it's happened sooner than you meant it to, or it's happening and you hadn't expected it to, kind of thing. Or it's just snuck up on you. And it's like maybe you had expected it, but it's like, okay, and now here we are. So there are worries about energy levels, absolutely valid worries about energy levels. But this is why you're reminded that you do have pretty much what you need around you to work with and make it work. Your next step on the path line, and what is pinning the entire reading, holding the whole reading up, is Tivaz. Tivaz is Tyr's rune. Tyr's the warrior god. I am not telling you to go to war. What I am telling you is, because mostly what Tyr is about is taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So there is a sense of picking up and driving forward on this quest, making this endeavor a quest, first of all, that you can get excited about and move forward with energy and devotion. But it also has to do with taking care of things that need to be taken care of. And if everything else falls away, if the only energy you have is to just take care of what needs to be taken care of, then let everything else fall away. Let that happen. Focus on on just doing that. What's going to help you? We have Fehu reversed. Fehu is the rune of wealth and worth. It's reversed in the upper line, so it's inner wealth, inner worth, a sense of self-esteem. You are worthy of this, and this is what the card is saying as well. It's like you are worthy to step into this. You have what you need. You can be confident in moving forward with this. And given that this is here and followed immediately by this, there may be some, I don't want to use the word pride, but there may be some sense of it's almost better that you don't have, like the $1 million baby set for this. It's like there's a simplicity to it that you don't need it to be, gold plated. You just need it to be worthy. And that's fine, and you are worthy of it, and all of that. So there's that sense of inner worth, but also it doesn't need to be super fancy. There's it's like, okay, I'm going to tell you this rosary story very quickly. Just basically, it's half of a rosary story because I'm not going to tell you the whole thing. But just basically, it's like I knew somebody who went to the Vatican, and they bought just a beautiful little wooden rosary for their mother, and they had this kind of jerky friend with them. Who was like teasing them for not buying my friend's, my acquaintance's mother a jeweled, gaudy looking one, and he was like, I'm not going to buy this. Like that's just not nice. And that's basically this. It's like that's basically the situation. It's like, don't let anybody tell you that what is just right isn't enough. Like, this is perfect. You don't need it to be with diamonds in it. So, what isn't going to help you? We have Uru's reversed. This actually goes from Sovila, where you're worried about energy, and this is like, you feel like, first of all, there's a worry about your not having enough strength. This is not having enough energy. This is not having enough strength. So these are worries about those things. But it's also, Uru's is the wild ox that has to do with strength, health, and stubbornness in terms of resistance. And reversed on the lower line, it's a worry that you weren't able to, like, you're taking care of the things you need to take care of, and you should be proud of yourself for that. However, there is this sort of almost resentment that you can't not do them. Like, you're taking care of what you have to because you have to, and like you get to do these things, and there's a joy in that. But at the same time, it's like I couldn't not do them even if I wanted to not do them. So there's sort of a bit of that going on. But if that starts to drag you down, bring yourself back up to, it's like, no, I am confident, I am worthy of this, I know this, and this is something that is bringing richness into my inner life. And I am doing this. This is my quest. I am devoted to it. Your next step on the path line, we have Ansu's, which is the rune of communication and manifestation and expression. So you are definitely going to be manifesting, first of all, whatever it is you're bringing through, and watching it become, and maybe even communicating with it at this point. But you're going to be being very expressive. You're going to be, I'm like seeing singing. You're going to be singing, some of you, and just basically letting this feed this joy, this expression that you're having in the world. What is going to help you is we have Lagu's reversed. Lagu's is the rune of it's the water, so it's emotion, intuition, and heart, and flow. Reversed on the upper line, I'm going to read it a couple ways. First, this is going to help connect you to your deep inner heart, and this is really, really good. Second, you're going to have dreams that are going to be really, really good and important and help you. Third, intuition, like deep intuition, is going to start coming up. And the fourth thing I'm going to say is surf negative emotions. This is a direct command from the runes at this point. Emotions are like weather, and there is a flow to them. Don't cling to the negative emotions. When you have a negative emotion surging up, let it flow. Let it flow through and just surf on top of it. Acknowledge it. Definitely acknowledge it. Like, I recognize that I am feeling... I recognize that I am feeling such and such negative emotion, but you're not going to identify with it. You're just going to let it flow and let it surf, let yourself surf on it. And this is going to help you as you express. So, law. What this is all going to lead to, and the last rune in this line is, in this reading, is Othala. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. You are going to find great comfort and sanctuary and solace with what you have brought through. You are going to have a sense of home, and it's going to be lovely. It's going to be a new comfort zone that you never realized was something that was in your path. But guess what? Here it is. You have a real sense of home, and it's wonderful, and I'm happy for you. So that, card number 3, people, is your reading for Messages from a Place of Calm. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 4, people. Welcome, welcome. So let's start by turning this card and seeing what you have. Blessing of the Kata bestowed. So this is transition. This is very exciting. You are transitioning right now to a whole new stage of your life, a whole new chapter. It's exciting. I'm excited for you. This is like you are dancing into this, and you've just basically, it's like you've graduated whatever you were doing before, and now you're moving into a whole new phase, and it's really exciting, and you are going with honors, and it's wonderful. So let's get some runes down to clarify. Doopy-doo. Yes, 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 yesity, yes, yes. Oh my gosh. These couldn't be more perfect for this spot. Oh, 2 of them. I guess that's that one and this one. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Ooh, interesting. I'm going to lay down the entire thing, and then I'm going to read them. Well, I'm reading them, but I'm not reading them out loud. It's like that joke about an audiobook where it's like 6 hours of silence and breathing and pages turning, and then at the end, you hear the actor go, "Oh, you mean out loud." So... Okay, your central issue on this reading is Raida reversed. Raida is the rune of the journey. It's your life journey. Reversed, it's basically the end of a journey. You have wrapped up a chapter in your life. Leading up to this, it was a big challenge. Well, it wasn't a huge challenge. It wasn't an impossible challenge, but it's something that you literally crossed the threshold with. We have Thurizaz, which is the rune of the thorn, the giant, the gateway. It's upright, so the door is open. It's a challenge, but you've stepped through it. You did it. And now you're in a situation where you are wrapping up that old chapter and getting ready to transition into this new phase of your life. And it is so exciting, and I am so excited for you. So what's going to help you at this point? First of all, look to your support. You are definitely supported. You are supported and protected. We have Algies, which is the rune of the elk, which is known as a moose in North America. Same animal. And it's all to do with protection and support. So you are going to look to that. You are supported, or this wouldn't be here, but you may not realize it. So it is saying basically look to your support. If you know that you're supported and you know what you're supported by, and this is outer support, inner support is implied, but the outer support is there. And if you don't see it, then look for it, because it is around you. It doesn't have to be people. It could be people, but it's just basically the way things are set up around you that are able to support you. And definitely, as I said, your inner support is implied. What isn't going to help you is we have Pertho reversed. Pertho is the rune of the lot box. This has to do with surprises and fate. I'm going to read this a couple ways. You are a little bit worried about unpleasant surprises happening at this point. Like maybe you feel like, because when you were going through all of that before the challenge, it was like there's always one more thing and always one more thing. But finally you stepped through the door. But now you're worried there might be one more thing and that the door is like not really open yet. It is. You've already stepped through it. It's kind of like a little bit of trauma from like having gone through that, but you did it. The other thing this is about is surprises and revelations inwardly. So you're sort of worried about what you may find out about yourself. But mostly I'm seeing this as worries about an unpleasant surprise, basically. Something that could pop up that could mar your moment of wrapping up your old chapter. If that starts to be the case, just bring yourself back up to what Algies is saying. Find your support. If you already know where your support is, connect with them. Say, oh my gosh, I'm worried about this. And if you're not, just like look for your support and just reassure yourself of that you are supported. Because if you are supported, which you are, then something like this won't bother you. Like something like this is not going to be a problem even if it does happen, which I don't really think it is. This really just feels to me more like a worry based on what you've just come through. Your next rune on the path line and the center of the entire reading, pinning the reading. Your central focus of this reading is Laguz, which is the rune of it's water. So it's emotion, intuition, heart, and flow. Your new thing is something you're going to flow into. Nothing is established yet. Things are still falling into place. So you are just basically letting yourself flow into this new thing. You're letting like time and nature carry you forward. What is going to help you in these first steps in your new chapter is two things that have to do with Vunyo reversed. Vunyo is the rune of joy. So letting your deep inner joy carry you, and I see nothing but deep inner joy in this picture, like it's coming out at this point. But you have this joy that you have from having got through this and the completion. So that is going to help carry you forward and over these first few steps because you're still glowing from getting through it. The other thing that you're going to focus on and that's going to help you is be aware of where you have discontentments and also be very honest with yourself about where you have discontentments, because in these first steps, you need to be addressing them before they become bigger problems. So if there's a rock in your shoe, stop now and get the rock out of your shoe, basically. Again, you are supported and you are moving forward from that, but make sure that you are taking care of your discontentments immediately, and that's going to help you a lot. What isn't going to help is we have Avaz. Avaz is the rune of the horse. It has to do with movement. Do not rush at this stage. You're already flowing forward. Don't push the river. So try not to rush at this stage. I know coming from an ending and the completion part felt so good. It's going to be, and you've got this momentum of like pushing towards the ending. There may be this temptation to rush, but do not, because it is not going to help you. First of all, if there's a rock in your shoe and you're rushing, then that's going to really hurt. And so you definitely, so once again, try not to rush. Rushing is not going to help you. You may be worried that people saw you moving quickly before and now you're moving relatively slowly, that this is going to get held against you for some reason. It's not. Try not to worry about that. Bring yourself back up to the two things. First of all, just let your inner joy carry you forward as you flow forward, letting your emotions flow like a river, trusting to intuition, letting your heart lead, all of that good stuff that Laguz represents, but also addressing discontentments immediately when they happen, because you'll be glad you did. Your next step on the path line, we have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. This has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development, taking things step by step, moving between worlds and integration. Blah, 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 blah. That's a mouthful. It's basically you have started on the path, and look at this. The flow leads into the yew tree. So it's perfect. It's like lovely. You started your flow, and now once you started and you had this moment where you're just starting, things are going to start to take shape. You're going to start to see the shape of the new path that you're on as you move forward on it. And you know it's a long path, and this is a good thing. You're seeing it. You're like seeing it stretch out in front of you. So it's exciting. It's a new adventure for you. What's going to help you? We have Sovilo, which is the rune of the sun. This has to do with source energy. So definitely whatever it is that whenever you connect with it, whenever you access it, whenever you do it, always gives you energy, always gives you nourishment, and you feel like you could do this all day. That's definitely what you want to connect with. You want to keep that at hand. So whether that is listening to music or walks in nature or writing, journaling, or whatever it is that whenever you do it gives you energy, do this, like have this near you, like have it near you. It could be simple as like make sure you're staying hydrated, things like that. So don't just, focus on the path and not keep yourself taken care of. Make sure that you are keeping yourself energized. What isn't going to help? We have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth. It's in the lower line. It's upright, which generally means a worry about that thing. You're worried about the new path being worthy, basically. You're like, yeah, the other thing I did, I got through it. It was amazing, and I'm very happy I did. I completed it, and I feel good about it. I'm starting this new path, and it's just beginning, and it's a long road. I don't know if it's not worthy. I don't know if I want to give my energy to this. Just flow. You're going to make it worthy. Like, that's the thing. It's like you're on this path. This is your new path that you flowed onto. This is where your heart is leading you. And you are now fully on it, on this line. And you're the one who's going to make it worthy. Like, it's the fact that you are walking it is what makes it worthy. So try not to worry about, and if this is a worry about what other people are thinking, same as with this. Like, if you're worried about if other people think this is worthy, you're going to show them that it's worthy just by walking it and what comes of it. So try not to worry about that. If that starts to be the case, just take a big drink of water and listen to your favorite energizing song and just keep walking down this path, because it's the best thing that you could be doing. So your next step on the pathline and what's closing out the reading, the outcome of the reading is we have, outcome in this part of the beginning of the new chapter is, I guess this whole chapter would be, the new chapter is like the transitioning into this new phase. So the new beginning of that and the phase of that is where you actually, the completion of that new phase that you're transitioning into is the point where you put your sword down and you completely surrender to the path. Because you started as like, let's flow onto it, and then you're fully on the path. You can see the path stretching out in front of you, and then you're like, that's it, I'm committed, I'm doing this. And that's where you lay your sword down and you are like, okay, we're doing this. I'm not resisting this. I'm surrendering to it. On we go. And this also, to read this T-pause reversed as another way, T-pause being the warrior god and having to do with taking care of duties and responsibilities to yourself. Well, duties and responsibilities, if it's reversed, it's to yourself. This is something that you're doing for yourself. This is your duty to yourself. This is your responsibility to yourself. And you're taking care of things for yourself as well. This is how you're doing it, by surrendering to this new path, to this new journey, to this new adventure and quest. So excellent. So this is very exciting. I wish you all the best with, so that is your reading for Messages from a Place of Calm. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening, and all the best with this exciting adventure that you are on. Take care till next time. Bye.